Hello everyone. I kind of wanted to tell you all about why I started my channel and why I chose meditation. Basically meditation kind of saved my life. A few years back I was severely depressed. I was actually on the verge of taking my own life, and I did what everybody does, at least nowadays, before they make a major life decision. I pulled out my phone and I got on YouTube. And for the first time ever, I've always clicked on YouTube before and never has anything about meditation or spirituality and self-healing ever come up. And it did for the first times. And the video that I clicked on, I won't say who it was, at this moment, but I watched a video from this individual, and it was all about, ending your life. And for whatever reason, after I watched the video, I wasn't in that heightened state of feeling like I couldn't go on. So what I did, I started, because one of the suggestions was meditation, and that's what I did. I started YouTubing a bunch of different meditations, and I started, the process, breathing, focused intention, the loving guiding meditations. Just, I was immersed in it, and before you knew it, I was sitting in my car at the time, and next thing you know, almost 3 hours had gone by, and I went from feeling down here to kind of being up here a little bit. So I went home, I had dinner, went to bed. I woke up the next day, and I went to one of my favorite places of all time, Half Price Bookstore, and I just got a bunch of books about meditation and mindfulness, and it kind of it resonated with me at the time. Like I felt like this inner pulling to it, kind of like all my other interests in life, with my career, with all my hobbies. People ask me all the time, well, how did you get into Coca-Cola collecting? Why did you want to become a dentist? Why are you into photography? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just drawn to all these things. Like, I'm a drummer too. I like playing the drums. And these are all things that I've always felt called to, ever since I was a little kid. But meditation was something different. It was my adult calling. And ever since that day, I've committed time every single day to just taking time out and, just clearing my mind. And, not every day is perfect. I mean, there are some days where I sit down and meditate, and the session is just absolutely horrible. Like, I can't get into it. It's not a perfect practice. I'm not a perfect person, but I commit, at this point in time, I commit at least 10 minutes a day to meditating. Now, you say, well, why don't you commit more, and this, that, and the other? Well, I'm kind of running two businesses at the time, so I know that I can make 10 minutes every single day. What I was failing at before was I was trying to commit 1 to 3 hours to meditating, and I was failing, and that just wasn't feasible for me at the time. So I am committed to 10 minutes a day. If I can do more, I typically will on the weekends. And basically it's completely changed my life in the fact that I'm not as reactive to everything as I used to be, especially given the field that I'm in. I'm an introvert, naturally, and I'm in a very extroverted profession, so my energy is drained very easily, and being able to be mindful throughout the day keeps my battery from draining all the time and draining completely. I'm a type A personality. What meditation does is it allows me to take a step back and realize that everything doesn't have to be perfect at all times, okay? And two, I've recently gotten into, doing inner child work and past life regressions and, just overall energy healings, and that has even opened my eyes and my life even more than just, the mindfulness meditations that I was doing on my own, because I'm actually able to go back and, kind of uproot. That's where the name comes from. I'm able to uproot a lot of past traumas and a lot of who I am as a person and why I developed the way that I did. And it's completely changed my life for the better. And I know most of my videos are not going to be me talking on camera, because it's kind of weird at this point in time. But I do want you, my audience, to know who I am, what I look like, what I sound like, and where I've come from with a lot of this stuff. But a lot of my videos are just, you listening to meditation music, because that's what I do most of the time. That's I want to say 95% of my practice, followed by, I'm doing Reiki every other week, just trying to keep my energies nice and balanced. This past 2 years has been super rough for me. And even with the meditation practices, it's been taxing for all of us, friendship wise, relationship wise, business wise, spiritually wise. Just everything has kind of been put in a shamble for me, and meditation always allows me to come back to center. It keeps me from looking in the past and being depressed. It keeps me from looking and living too much in the future, and it helps prevent a lot of that anxiety too, which I never had anxiety until I opened up a business, and that was a whole new monster to deal with. So I just want to tell you that wherever you are on your meditation journey, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. And there's really no end goal with it. It's something that can enhance your life for the better. If you're a sad person, if you're an angry person, if you have a lot of healing, which is pretty much everyone on the planet at this point, it can open your eyes to just a different way of living. I don't even really know how to describe it, but in everyday situations where I kind of want to lash out, because I would say that for the majority of my life I was pretty angry. I was a very angry person. I was very defensive, and sometimes, that's a wound that's not completely healed in me. It still pops up every once and again. And what meditation, what my daily practice does, it allows me to keep that at bay. It allows me to, in the moment, be able to slow down time. Like if someone's yelling at you and being belligerent, it allows me to slow down time, take a step back and say, okay, this is what's happening. How are you going to respond in a manner that's best for this situation, best for your future self, and also best for this person? And me being able to refrain from unintentional actions in the moment is probably the best thing that meditation has given to me.